Good day, I am Fish. Thank you for joining me. This is the Sony ZV-1 Mark II, the birth of the Mark II on my channel. We're going to go for a bike ride and we're going to stop along the way and talk about the camera. I did my best to set it up for me the best I can under the circumstances of Sony, that they restrict you on a number of things. So let's get started in this vlog and review. The weather, overcast, not sunny, maybe a little bit in the background. The ND filter is on. EV value not available in intelligent mode. On the Sony ZV-1F, it is available in intelligent mode. I like to give you a little history. Turkey Day, Thanksgiving, November, I made a purchase in 2022 for a Sony ZV-1. I had it in hand, I returned it. Amazon lost the camera in return. It was handed over to UPS, signed in, never got a refund from Amazon. We soon later made a purchase for a Sony ZV-1F. And I've been loving that camera ever since. There were a lot of complaints online, all about the 1F. The Sony ZV-1 Mark II, 24 frames per second. Already lost a bar because it's not the original battery in the camera, but this is a shot that looks pretty presentable by the camera's view. From here on out, active is on. Everything from prior to the photo and taking a picture of the bike and before was no active at all. We have the two boats. We'll zoom in on it for you. I'm doing it nice and slow. We have a seagull, and we'll follow the seagull. And that is all the zoom you have on the boat, and we'll back up off of it. If there was a little hesitation, that would have been from optical zoom to digital zoom. I thought this would be a nice shot. As you can see, security officers checking out the car, making sure everything is okay. And then off he goes, trying to get some information to help out the person. The Sony ZV-1 Mark II is all about setting up. And you have to have all those settings at your fingertips correctly in order to have a perfect camera. And that is not what I am for. I'm more an on-the-go person, very easy to use. And the camera is easy to use. For example, if I hit the play button for deletion, I could do a single delete only. I know how to do a multiple delete, but if you change your settings off of the delete button, it stays at that area. There is no multiple delete prioritized for your camera. And that goes for the ZV-1F as well. People love the interface, people hate the interface. You can find the things in there if you memorize it and know where they're at all the time. The ND filter is not that easy to find, and some other things as well. I am pleased with the camera for what I am going to be using it for. It's just not a vlogger's camera to change all the settings, but I got all the favorites to do that. The ZV-1 Mark II has two mains. You have to set the first main up to what you like, so you could do 4K 24 and set the second main up to 1080p 60 frames per second for argument's sake. And make sure you're on the right main. You may make a mistake. You also have customs and memories, things like that in the camera. I'm not sure what has happened. Slow motion on the last shot. Definitely had to hit the on button and my hand rubbed against the mode and it went right to the next one. All right, so here I am. I want to show you a number of things, and the best way to do it is use the Sony ZV-1F for it. On the Sony ZV-1F, if I would to swipe up, I'll be able to show you something very interesting that camera can do that the actual Sony ZV-1 M2 cannot do. I'm going to just go over to some of the things I don't like about this camera. I want to delete. You think this delete button will get you to the delete area? No, it gets you to the product mode. In order to delete, you have to hit play, then delete, and you only do the single. If you want to delete them all, you hit the menu. You have to go all the way back into your existing settings to hit delete, all with this date, and so forth. Oh, I hope I didn't delete my videos that I needed on here. It's a little too late for that. The next thing I don't like about this camera is I am in intelligent auto. If I go into the menu and I swipe up, nowhere can you find EV value, and I understand you could put it there as well as the ND. You could custom. So let's go into the menu, and there is exposure value, EV. And we click on OK. It tells you it's not available. So let's click OK, but why can't you? There you go. I just didn't get my fingers on there 100%. Those are the two things I don't like right now. The upper right button is your defocus. You hit the mode button, and that'd be over here to cancel it. Over here is your product on and off, as well as your trash can product on and off, as you can see it changing. We have two different buttons. Don't know why we need both. The background is always 100% defocus, on or off with this camera for me. And I guess the only way to fix that would be is going into the intelligent mode and going all the way down to manual exposure and setting this up all the time. I have a $500 camera. I have a $1,000 camera, the Sony ZV-1 Mark II. Don't get me wrong, I love the camera. I don't know if it's worth holding on to it if the Sony ZV-1F does the job for me. And it works just fine. This camera is not perfectly crisp infinity, and that is what I would love. And this is not an infinity crisp background camera. I don't know how you do it, and maybe I need to have a lesson or two. The camera will, if you put something up close to it, go into macro mode, which I understand. It'd be like a defocus. All cameras are like that. Even the other camera that I own will do the defocus as well. So yeah, first impressions, it's a great camera. It really is. But for $1,000 and have the EV value, the Sony ZV-1F, in auto intelligent work. And this one doesn't. Yeah, the choice you're going to have to make. Yes, indeed. Don't get me wrong, but I will think about my personal decision as I see it. On Fish, I said a lot, did a lot, talked a lot. Time to put this at the end of the video, and you'll enjoy the Sony ZV-1 M2 video.